Hello. It's been a long time since I've made a video, but I wanted to do a garden tour because things are starting to settle down and kind of get back to normal a little bit, or at least our version of normal. So I have now 6 raised beds on this side of the garden. You can see them. This is the first one with this is butternut squash. The next one has tomatoes right there. The next one is actually a bed of lettuce and garlic. Lettuce and what is that? Like kale and collard greens that I let go to seed. And the next one is, let's see, it's also lettuce, which I'll walk down and just describe it. So this is our butternut squash right here. And it's really starting to take off. It's doing great. This raised bed, my husband and I had purchased the day that he passed away, and that was February the 15th. So maybe a month or two later, I called Nathan Ballantyne, the Magic Mix Urban. He does Magic Mix. It's awesome soil mix, and he's an urban gardener here in Jacksonville. And so he and his crew, Don and Val, came out and put in the soil for me and helped me make the raised beds. So you can see that the Magic Mix is really helping these plants to thrive. And I'll show you the difference between using Magic Mix and not using Magic Mix. So this raised bed, I did put an archway of cattle panels, and you're gonna see my car in my house. That car is a gift that I bought for my husband a few years ago. Anyway, so the 4 cattle panels actually are braced between the raised beds on either side. So there's 4 raised beds on this side, and there's 6 raised beds on this side. And it is still kind of a work in progress, but it's my therapy. So this bed also has a rose of Sharon right here, hibiscus, and I've got a lot of weeds and a lot of grass I need to get in here and cut. This bed has royal purple potted beans I got from Mary's Heirloom Seeds, and they're doing great in the Magic Mix. I also have Roma tomatoes, and this is it's a type of spinach, a perennial spinach that I got from my friend Brandon. So this is the bed that I've let go to seed. These are Ethiopian kale. It's gone to seed. And that's comfrey. I put in some sweet peas right here, but they're not doing so well. This bed does not have Magic Mix. This is a bed that my husband and I had put in last year, back in 2018. Neighbor. And so yeah, it's not doing so well. This is a Miranda Lambert rose that I got from Walmart. And this bed had it's red lettuce, red leaf lettuce, and it had some kale. You can see curly leaf kale. I see a comfrey in there too. Oh, spider web. I just put my hand in a spider web. Sorry. I don't see you. I'm so sorry. Disturbed your home. What else? And I had garlic in this bed too. I also have lemon mint in this bed, and the bees absolutely love it. you want to be mistaken for a flower, definitely come and stand by the lemon mint. But I pulled all the garlic out of here earlier this month, and I really took way too long to pull it out because it was my daughter was in the hospital, so I was kind of focused on that. But she's better. She's home from the hospital, just recuperating at home. So if you like the spindliness of plants gone to seed, this bed will make you happy. All right, so the next bed, I also have a lot of Ethiopian kale going to seed. I have a big comfrey right here that I got from my friend. All the comfrey is actually from my friend Lisa Elaine, and it's also flowering. And you can see right there the Ethiopian kale has burst open. The seeds have burst open, and I have a little Ethiopian kale nursery happening here, so it's pretty cool. But this bed has kabocha squash. I got a kabocha squash from my parents, and I saved some of the seeds. And you can see this house, they were all planted on the same day. The butternut squash, I'll get to the name of it, but they're all planted on the same day. And these are they're growing the slowest, and they're not in magic mix. I had carrots in this bed too, so I thought I'd given it enough time to rest, but maybe it needs more time to rest. My garden is a bit of a mess, but I'm working on it now that it's summer and school is out. I'm gonna have some more Roma tomatoes in this bed. Right here, I also have like a scallion right there next to a tomato. Lemon mint. No, that's not lemon mint. It's lemon balm, sorry. A comfrey and a sage and another lemon balm. This is a cactus that we actually eat in the West Indies, so my family is West Indian. I've also planted borage in here, some seeds today. So let's walk around this way. I have cardboard on the ground to try to suppress the weeds. I just need to come back with the wood chips over it, but I just haven't gotten to that yet. I'm working on it. Right here I have peppers that I bought from, I think, Walmart. 2 shishito peppers, and you can see one of them's, they both have a pepper or 2 on them. I didn't get to planting them right away. This is a nada-peño pepper that I got from Baker Creek Seeds. And all of the rest of the small tomatoes in this bed are Roma tomatoes from Mary's Heirloom Seeds. That is a raspberry plant that I got from my friend Brandy also. And these mint plants then these planters are also from my friend Brandy. Okay. So the 2 big tomatoes though are from Walmart. And this one is I think it's a Brandywine type of tomato, which I need to cage or tame somehow. And this is a yellow pear tomato. I planted some borage in this bed also. I planted aloe at the corners, right here. There's another lettuce I was gonna repot right here. And I have this is Florida Betony that I need to cover. I'm sure it's not edible anymore, but I need to cover that. Here's another aloe right here, little baby one. And these are the tomatoes. We got a ripe one yesterday, but we're going to be waiting patiently for more of them. They were delicious. This is a Cushaw pumpkin that I got from Mary's Heirloom Seeds. I planted 5 seeds in this bed. And it's a 4x8 raised bed. My raised beds are made with these blocks that I got from Home Depot. I'd known about the blocks for a couple of years, but my husband really preferred to use concrete blocks. He wanted just to use concrete block beds because, you know, wood rots after a while. But after we moved in, we realized that just to get things going, we did just these blocks and the wood, and we put the blocks too high, and then had Home Depot give us a cut on one of the 8-foot boards, cut it in half, so our beds are 4x8. The only other thing I have planted in here, have some sweet peas at the end, but you can see that the Kusha melon is starting to climb the trellis. And I wanted the peas to climb the trellis, but the Kusha melons are beating them soundly. And you can see the difference in the Magic Mix soil compared to the kabocha squash that does not have the Magic Mix soil. So I would love to plant another raised bed perhaps with the kabocha squash, but just in Magic Mix so I can see the difference. And the walkway is getting obliterated by this Kusha melon. There's a little female flower right there that's gonna come up at some point. I've also planted bougainvillea. It reminds me of back home, back in the West Indies and just down in South Florida, close to my family. That's why I planted this here, because I want to have things that I'm familiar with close to me. Look, there's a blade of grass growing up right there. Try to weed in this bed, but it's really difficult. This is a rose. I'm not even sure what type of rose it is, but it produces really pretty, a tree rose, pretty yellow, pink and yellow roses. And they had a flat of impatiens that I still need to plant. They're looking a little bit leggy. So you can see the peas down in there that I was trying to grow. I had some, oh no, I broke it. Some onions in this bed as well, and they're just getting all shaded out by this squash plant. This squash plant wants nothing to do with anything else. It's just gonna grow. This next bed, I have royal purple potted beans from Mary's Heirloom Seeds again. So the goal is for them to grow up the trellis. I have some red onions that I bought from, where did I get those? Tractor Supply. A thyme plant that someone gifted me after Rick passed away. We asked for donations of plants and not just cut flowers at his memorial service, so we could keep his memory alive and have things that fed us just the way he took such good care of us. This is you know what this is, but my words are lagging. Sorry. It is no, royal purple pot. No, this is a nasturtium. Sorry. Okay, and here I have some potatoes, Yukon Gold potatoes. They're going to flower, and next to them I have some okra, and that Silver Queen okra that I bought, the seeds Rick bought years ago from Pine Tree. Those seeds have to be at least 4 or 5 years old. And I have, look at this thyme, it's just thriving right here, it's starting to spread. Had another piece of that thyme right here, but it's not doing as well. I think the thyme likes the shade of the potato a little bit better than being out in the sun so much. Right here I have, in this last raised bed, this is purple asparagus that I got from Tractor Supply. I have some more potatoes that I got from Tractor Supply. And onions are from Tractor Supply as well. Wait, these potatoes might be from Sam's Club. But this whole area right here was planted with potatoes and they didn't come up. See, they kind of died. And so that was disappointing. Look at that. Yeah. So I'd much rather the potatoes that I got from Tractor Supply. They're really thriving and very healthy. All of them did well. And some of the ones from Sam's Club are doing well. I also have onions, red onions, and yellow onions. They're all mixed in together, so you know when you pull them up it'll be a surprise. This is another perpetual type of, no, this is a type of spinach. It's like a perennial spinach from my friend Brandy. This is actually perpetual spinach. These seeds I got from Mary's Heirloom Seeds. You can see I just planted a short row. I've already started eating from them, and it looks like something else might be eating from them too. I do need to fence in this garden. So the last little bit of my garden that I have to share is my little swimming pools. I bought 5 swimming pools and I'm going to add 3 more. This swimming pool at the end, I was going to do corn, but we really don't eat a lot of corn, not enough to worry about growing it. We probably eat enough corn. I could just buy that. And we don't eat enough corn even if we bought it. It's not, probably would sit in the freezer for months. So I planted orange watermelon in this one. I got those seeds from Seed Bank Box, which is a company that's run by Pamela Mace. And Pamela Mace has a farm in, I want to say it's Nevada, but she has a company that sends heirloom seeds. It's like a seed club. So every month I get about 8 to 10 different types of heirloom seeds, things that are rare and you just don't find all the time. And so I planted orange watermelon in here. If you I'm committed to watermelon. I was not going to plant watermelon, but I planted it this year in this bed, in this pool, because of the story of what happened to my daughter and how she was in the hospital, and she was looking at months of nursing care at home and relearning how to walk, months of dialysis. She was looking at, you know, basically a prospect of living at home but being in the hospital at home. And one evening she asked me to bring her some watermelon to snack on, so I did. I went to our local grocery store, Publix, and I got some watermelon, and she ate her watermelon. And the next day my child got up and walked with help. This bed doesn't have anything in it yet. I'm probably going to do a cucumber in there, but I need to get some kind of trellis to hold it up. So, and I wasn't sure about putting it so close to the watermelon because I know the watermelon is going to kind of take over. But I'm hoping the watermelon will go that way into the orchard. And I have a little bit of an orchard right here. This pool just has the horse manure, but doesn't have the soil. I need to get a bag of soil mix to add to that. This pool has sweet potatoes. Again, sweet potatoes are so good for you, but my kids just don't love them the way they love regular potatoes, white potatoes and yellow Yukon Golds. And this pool also just has the horse manure bag. So each pool was mixed with a bag of horse manure and from a neighbor, and a big bag of Kellogg's garden soil, organic garden soil. So that's how I'm doing that. Last thing I have to show you, this is the messy area of my garden that I need to work on. I don't have a garden shed, so that's coming. And just get my energy up and my motivation to kind of clean it up and make it look neat. It's coming. But last thing I wanted to show was I have a garden tower. And this garden tower is something that I really wanted for a long time, and Rick went ahead and bought one for me. We saved up for a few weeks and he bought a garden tower for me. So they spin, look at that. And I planted strawberries in it because that's what I wanted. Wanted a whole garden tower full of strawberries. So there's some strawberry starts, I guess, that I bought from Sam's Club in here. I'm not sure if they're gonna pop up. You'll just have to be patient and wait. And I planted mustard spinach at the bottom that I got from a friend, Charlotte. She sent me some seeds. And down the middle of this, you are to put like earthworms. I found some worms in the garden, so I put them in there with some dirt. And then when I have food scraps, I can throw them in there and feed the worms, and the worms will come out and feed my little raised garden tower. And I have it staked down with some, I got these from Ace Hardware, and I just hammered them in to keep the garden tower from tipping over. That was before I put soil in it. Now that soil is in it, the thing is super heavy, and I don't see it going anywhere, but just in case. And then this part right here is a screen. And then this drawer down at the bottom is supposed to have compost tea, not a bunch of dirt. So that's surprising. But I'm going to put that back into the, I'm going to put it back down this middle part right here, because I'm assuming that there's lots of worms living in there. So, and I want to keep the worms. I don't want them to go away. So anyway, that's the garden. Sorry for it being a 20-minute video, but I have one more garden bed to show. And that is the garden bed that I made as a memorial to my husband. So let me walk through my little trash area here. Don't look at my trash. Don't judge. And I need to do my weeding and watering. But this is the memorial garden that I made for Rick. And it's an herb. It's, I guess it's like a potager garden. And it has herbs and flowers. So here, beautiful, beautiful yarrow. And I have some aloe. Also have potatoes, marigolds, red onions, purple potatoes. In the back, I actually have a angel trumpet, more potatoes, rosemary, basil, another aloe, kind of this for the symmetry, another amaryllis that comes up in spring, and some other plants I don't remember the names of, I got from my friend Brandy. But anyway, that is my garden and everything that I'm growing right now. Thanks for watching, and have a great one.